Oh yeah, come on fish. Why would you want to have a fluorocarbon leader tied to braid? Well, the answer is very simple for a lot of people. Spinning reels are tough to use. You know, the line jumps off of them. You know, and you're going to get knots in it and throwing it into the wind. It's just tough to manage with fluorocarbon. It's basically an impossibility for a long period of time to put fluorocarbon straight on there. But when you put a braided line, and I use a lot of 10, 12, 20 pound test whenever I'm using my braided line on there so that I can cast it long distances, back my drag off a little bit, and then I'll use a similar size, and a lot of times leader or smaller for my leader material. And that's how I fish a lot of my wacky worm type style baits. That's how I drop shots. That's how I crappie fish a lot. And the reason being is that fluorocarbon sinks. And it also, when light goes through the water column, it basically is harder to see. It's more sensitive. And when I tie a good knot, it's gonna last me a long time. But tying that knot, I'm telling you, is one of the hardest things to do out there to make sure it doesn't slip, doesn't break, or whatever. And that's where having a good library of knots that you can learn is so important.
I'm going to show you a very difficult knot, and I learned this off the internet myself. It's called a FG, and it's connecting your braid to a fluoro leader in the best way. So you go over, see that? Take it and go over, and then come back towards you over. So we're doing a braid. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna pull these tag line and main line really tight, like so. All right. 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 14, 15. I'm gonna do 16, 8 and 8. On the heavier stuff, you really gotta make sure you get that knot really tight, get that braid really tight. The lighter stuff's actually kind of easier, so now we're at 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. I mean, 21 or 22 times is way plenty for heavy line. Again, I'm gonna pull it really tight. This is one of the harder steps because you're holding everything together. Your knot's kind of held together, it's braided. I can let go of it, but I tend to hold it together. So what I have now, I got the main line braid going up, and I have the fluoro that I braided around the braid with the braid. Now you're gonna take this tag end piece that was in your mouth or holding somehow, and you're gonna do 2 double overhands. So I'm gonna go over, see that's 1 overhand, and then I'm gonna go 2. And when the wind's blowing, it's hard to show this knot off. It's easier just to tie it, but I'm gonna pull that overhand down onto the braid and the fluoro, keeping the braid and fluoro, the main line together. Double overhand. This is not real tight. I just kind of pull. I do it pretty tight, but I don't do that part real tight. I'm gonna do 1 more double overhand, keeping that fluoro taut. Slide it down onto your knot. Connection. It's a hard one to show, I'll tell you. So now, once I get that, the 2 double overhands, I cut this fluorocarbon off. You're gonna cut it off really short as you can without touching that braid. If you touch that braid, you can ruin your knot. So you wanna get really close, closer the better, snip it off. You don't want, that's gonna hold. If you do the knot, if you do the connection right, it's not gonna slip. So now what I'm gonna do is do 2 more overhands, doubles. Slide it down, cinch it, 1 more. And that is FG. It takes a little while getting used to it. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad. But for tying fluorocarbon to braid, right now I don't know of any connection that's better for fluoro to braided lines. That will last forever.